Yo, what's up, gang? How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another live stream Sunday. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've kicked it with you freaks. So I thought since it's October, be a good time to get on here, go live with you guys, and talk some Michael, baby. Talk some Halloween. Love this time of year. This is the time of year to start talking, start throwing on your Halloween content, and have a good time. So, nothing really deep. We're just gonna kind of talk about Halloween. I got a few different topics to talk about. We can discuss pretty much favorite movies in the franchise, favorite characters, favorite Michael Myers actors, masks, kills, and anything else that we want to talk about. So yeah, this should be fun. I see Damien's in the chat saying, "Yo, what's up, big dog? Let's talk Myers, baby." Yes, sir. Thanks for being here, man. I hope you're doing well. Melissa the card saying, "Holy moly, Clayton live." I know it's been a minute. It's been a while, but I'm here now. So things just been crazy. We did those favorite decades of horror live streams a while back, and then I had a few hiccups, a few things I had to deal with, but and so I kind of just fell out of the routine, and life got a little crazy. But it's October, and I wanted to come on and talk Halloween with some other people that love Halloween. So that's why we're here. So I got a few things to throw up here. Let me see if I can find them. Just a few different like topics for us to talk about. Um, so we'll start here with favorite movies. Favorite movies in the Halloween franchise. I was actually watching Halloween 2 earlier today. So that one's pretty fresh on my mind. But how are you guys doing? Is everyone doing well? I hope having a good October. And thoughts on Halloween. We'll start with the OG, with the original film, 1978. That will be, and we'll just kind of go in order. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some more people in here. But if not, then it'll just be us kicking it. But no worries. So 1978. Let me ask you guys this. Do you remember the first time that you saw Halloween 1978? Like, did you see it as a kid? Did you come to it for the first time when you were an adult? What do you remember about seeing Halloween 1978? And is it your favorite in the franchise? That's what I would like to know. Uh, is Are there any other Halloween movies that you would have above the 1978, or is this your favorite in the franchise? Um, let's see. Damien saying doing well. Melissa, my mom is in ICU. Her sugar was high, but better now. But she has pneumonia. Ooh, man, sorry to hear that. Hope she does better. Melissa pulls through. But thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Melissa saying she was 8 when she saw Halloween 78 for the first time. That's awesome. Yes, and number 1 and 18 both top for me. Yeah, those are my top 2 as well. 78 followed by 2018. Those would be my 2 favorites. I saw Halloween 78 for the first time when I was 5 years old. My dad showed it to me. It's actually the first horror movie that I ever saw, actually. So I still remember it pretty clearly. My dad sat me down and told me that he was going to show me a horror movie. scary movie. I think he used scary movie because I was like 5 years old. So he was like, I'm gonna show you a scary movie, and it may be really scary, but just remember it's just a movie. Nothing's gonna happen to you. Kind of setting me up, trying to make sure I wasn't gonna have too many nightmares. And I remember watching it and going to bed that night and definitely having nightmares. So I couldn't sleep for a solid week probably. Myers was my the first boogeyman for me. He was the first one, and I loved him ever since. He's been my favorite horror character, slasher character. Yeah, he's way up there for me. Um, because he means a lot. He's been in my life ever since I was 5 years old. And yeah, he's still the best in my opinion. Thank you. Yeah, she's doing better now. Just got home from seeing her. Okay, that's good. Uh, I'm sure she'll pull through. I know I had some family issues a while back as well. My dad, but he's pulling through now, doing better. But yeah, that was me with H2. Still till this day gives me nightmares. Halloween 2 does. I take it. Halloween 2, yeah, I just saw Halloween 2 earlier today. I like Halloween 2 quite a bit. It's got some issues, but I think it's still a really solid sequel for sure. Um, let's see here. Sorry. Um, yeah, so 1978 Halloween, it's just a masterpiece, man. It's to this day, I think it still holds up. I think it's still entertaining. It's still very rewatchable. And it's still scary. I think part of the fear element is the nostalgia that I have with it. Um, just like the memories of how Michael scared me as a kid, um, still kind of there to this day. And I think also that the mask, that original mask, is still, I think, the best mask. It still looks, and there's something about it that's still so eerie and creepy and just dark. I think it's partly just the look of it, but I think it's also the description of it by Loomis in the movie. Loomis adds so much fear to Michael in the movie, that he's such a crucial character, to the film. But yeah, the 1978 movie, I watch it multiple times a year. I saw it probably 3 or 4 times just this past summer. Um, I never get tired of it. It's one that I could throw on any given time and love it. I've seen it so many times, and I still love it. It still holds up. Like I could still, like, anytime I get ready to watch Halloween 1978, I still get excited for it. That's the thing. I still get excited for it because I know it's my boy, it's my franchise, it's characters that I love, and yeah, I think it still holds up, to this day. Uh, Melissa's saying, yeah, H2 scares me. Yeah, H2 definitely has some really scary moments to it. We'll talk a little more about H2 in a minute, but another thing I want to say about 1978 is I do Loomis in 1978 is just so good. The way that he's written, the way that he's used, Donald Pleasance plays him with so much conviction that you believe everything that he's saying about Michael and about the character. And and then behind that, you have like John Carpenter's score, that iconic Halloween score playing throughout all the movie. It's that builds tension. and builds like this eerie kind of presence around Michael, that also adds to the fear, because it's a really interesting concept of making your villain silent, like not having them ever talk, and not even that he's not able to talk, but just the fact that he chooses not to. He's silent all the time, and he doesn't run. It's just this methodical stalking walk, that's just it's always there. And uh just the way that he kills, the silent killer. It could be challenging to make that effective in a movie if you don't have your killer ever talk, but they pull it off because of the exposition that you're given about Michael by Loomis, and then the score always backing Michael up. It works so good. And then on top of that, you have such great cinematography by Dean Cundey in that original Halloween, that also adds a layer of tension and suspense and horror to it. The way that he shoots the film, the lighting and the composition that he uses, the blue hues throughout the film, just beautiful cinematography in the movie, and the way that Dean Cundey shoots the film. He also adds a layer of fear and tension to it. So it's like everybody's playing a part. Tommy Lee Wallace, the production designer, he's the one that picked out the mask, and he's the one that designed that Shatner mask to make it look like Michael Myers. So without Tommy Lee Wallace, we may never have had the mask that we have, that iconic Myers mask. So everybody had a role to play in making Halloween 78 as great as it was, and as making it as memorable and as scary as it was. Everyone had a role to play in it, and I think it all came together so well in that original movie. What's up, dude? Isaac Delgado. Hey, just film. I went to homecoming last night, danced with my girls and my friends, and my girl name is Jay. Deanna is red dress, have her husband. Uh, uh, that's pretty cool. What about 1978? Do you love? Like, what is it about 1978 that stands out for you? Like, when you think of that original Halloween, what is it that you love about it? Is there like one thing that stands out for you above everything else? Or is it just an amalgamation of everything coming together that you love? Like some people just love Michael Myers in the original, but they can kind of, everything else is kind of like, man. Some people love Loomis. That's their favorite thing about the movie. Some people love the score or whatever. But for me, obviously, Michael is like the main thing, because I'm just the Michael fanboy. He's my favorite, uh, straight to movie character. And yeah, so when I come to any Halloween movie, I'm coming primarily for Michael. He's the main thing that I come to these movies for. But I also come to the movies for the score. I want that iconic Halloween score throughout the movie. So that would probably be the second thing for me that I look for in a Halloween movie, is Michael Myers followed by the Halloween score. And if those two things are there, I'm on board with it. I can kick it with it. She's Mexican like you. Dominique St. Clair's in the house saying, hey, what's up, Dom? How's it going, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Glad you could make it. We're just talking about Halloween 78. We're about to move into Halloween 2, 1981. It's just asking, what is it about 1978 that you love? Like, what's your favorite thing about 1978? Is it Myers? Is it the score? Is it Loomis? I will say this one other thing before we get to Halloween 2. I think the only kind of like minor criticism that I think is a legitimate criticism for people that love like slasher movies or like horror movies are the kills. Like you don't really get a lot of like gore or blood or great kills in the original Halloween. The only really memorable kill is the kill of Bob with a knife through the thing and it holds him up against the wall, which isn't really realistic. I mean, a kitchen knife like that would not be able to go through a human body like that all the way through a wall and hold the person in place. It just wouldn't happen. Laws of physics, but it's still a pretty cool kill. And but that is one thing that I think if someone told me that their criticism of Halloween 78 is the lack of any like great kills, I could at least buy that. I could That's a reasonable criticism because there aren't really a lot of there's only four kills. One's off camera, we don't even see it, but and then if you want to count his sister, 5 kills total, but there aren't really any like great kills that we get later on in the franchise. But for me, that's not really criticism because it's a forgivable criticism. Like I recognize that, I'm aware of it, but it's not that big of a deal to me. It doesn't ruin the film at all. This is still a 5-star film for me. So to some people that might be a big issue, and if it is, again, I respect it, I get it, but to me that's not a big deal because the rest of the experience is so good. I can forgive those minor little hiccups that they had with it. Let's see. Dom is saying the only thing I like about 78 is the score and the shot where Michael comes from behind Lori and stabs her in the shoulder. That's all. Really, Dom, not a fan of 78, man. At least you like the score though. That's you gotta like the score. That original Halloween score is just banger, bro. I could listen to that score all day. It says the rest of the film is not appealing to me. Oh, fair enough. You like what you like, right? Respect. Fast zombies, be here, install a creepy house. Take Jay, Deanna. Oh, you're going to Six Flags? Yeah, I haven't been to Six Flags in a while. It's been a couple of years since I've been to Six Flags, actually. I need to go again. I live in San Antonio, close to one, and yet I rarely ever even go, which is kind of sad. All right, moving on to Halloween 2. So I just saw Halloween 2 earlier today. I still really like it. I still think it's a solid sequel. It's not nearly as good as the second one as the first one, in my opinion. It's definitely inferior, but it also has a lot of really cool things going for it. I I love that they are also using the original mask again in this one. That they, because that's something that they never could get right in the franchise is that stupid mask. Like, how hard is it to replicate that original 78 mask? It's not rocket science, people. You guys are production designers. That's literally your job. And yet you can't figure out how to replicate a single freaking mask. It boggles my mind all the different masks that they use in this franchise and that they never could get it right until David Gordon Green and company came along in 2018 and finally got the mask right. But it's just like, dude, what are we doing here, bro? But that's one thing I like about Halloween 2 is that they actually still held on to the mask, to the original mask, and brought it over in Halloween 2, that, giving Michael that iconic look that he should have from the first one. So that's something that I really love with the Halloween 2. Loomis is also really good in Halloween 2. That was something that I've always known and thought, but it's something that watching it back this time kind of stuck out. I thought Donald Pleasance did a really good job with his role as Loomis. Let's see here. Melissa saying, I go all time. We're going to Fright Fest next Sunday. Oh, that's gonna be cool, Melissa. That's gonna be cool. Let me know how that goes. That sounds like it's gonna be fun. I went to a what do you call it, escape room recently, and that was a lot of fun. It's like a horror theme escape room. We didn't make it out, unfortunately. It was really hard. We didn't know that it was apparently the hardest one in the facility that they had, because we just picked one at random, and we didn't know that we literally picked the hardest one that they had. And so we didn't make it out. We all died, but it was still fun. It's still cool to go to one of those in October, get that horror theme, Halloween vibe going on. That was a lot of fun. So that'll be cool. That'll be cool. Let's see. Dom saying Halloween 2. I prefer. Oh, okay. So I prefer over 78. Definitely felt like a slasher. Yeah, that's true. Halloween 2 does feel more like a slasher than the first Halloween. Definitely. I think partly it's because it was inspired directly from Friday the 13th, that came out in 1980. So this was like the year after Friday the 13th. So Halloween inspired Friday the 13th, and then Halloween 2 was kind of inspired from Friday the 13th. So they brought in more that gore and slasher like stuff in Halloween 2. And that's a very fair point to Halloween 2 is that it is more of a true slasher film in that regard, that it gives you more kills, more gnarly kills. Halloween 2 actually has one of my favorite kills in the franchise. And it's got a couple really good kills, but one of my favorites in the franchise, faux show. Let's see. Melissa H2 plain scary. That makes a mask scares me even. No, it's same mask. It's more scary looking. Yeah, I think part of that is maybe also the fact that it had a little bit more of a rugged look to it, because it literally just been thrown in Deborah Hill's like closet for 3 years, so it kind of got a little messy and rugged. And I think that brought a little bit different of a look to it that kind of darkened it some. So yeah, and the hair was a little bit more messy as well. So yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure. And there are definitely some scary moments in Halloween 2. And going to Hayride and include 600 houses. Oh, that's awesome, Melissa. That's awesome. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And Friday, gonna see Terrifier 3. Yeah, I've been hearing some things on Terrifier 3. I haven't seen it yet. I will get around to it. I don't know if I'm gonna see it in theaters or if I'm just gonna wait for it to stream. I'm not like a huge Terrifier guy. I liked the second one. The first one was kind of decent. But honestly, I could kind of take or leave them. Like they're not movies that get me so excited where I'm like, oh, a new Terrifier movie, man, I gotta go see that. Like, yeah, they're cool. Art the Clown is pretty cool. I like the look. I love how David Howard Thornton plays Art the Clown. I really liked him in the second one. I thought he brought more personality to art in the second one. So I will see Terrifier 3. I just don't know when. I'm in no rush, honestly, but I will get around to it for sure. Castler Daniel Garcia, The Midnight Hour, and Lady in White are good films to watch for Halloween. I don't know if I've seen either one of those movies, to be honest with you. Are they, when you say they're good to watch for Halloween, is it because they're like very like fall setting, autumn setting, Halloween type of vibe to it? Or is it because they're just like really scary type of movies? Let me know on that. I'd like to know. Melissa saying 78, 18, 4, and kills my favorite four. Melissa, I think you and I are probably pretty solid agreement there. I think those would probably be my favorite four as well. Dom saying I'm a huge Jason fan, but I do give Michael his shine in some of his films like this one. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. I think if like for the Jason diehards out there, I can see why Halloween 2 appeals to them more than the original, or why like Halloween Kills probably. And correct me if I'm wrong, Dom, but I would assume that Halloween Kills is probably another one that you like a lot, because I think Halloween Kills is the most like Friday the 13th or Jason like Michael in Halloween Kills. He's a savage, he's a brute, he's a beast in Halloween Kills. And I think that probably has the most of Jason in it from Kills. So, and the reason I say that is because uh, different Jason fans that I've heard talk about Halloween Kills seem to really like it, because it's very much Jason in that movie. So yeah, let me know on that. But that's valid. Kessler Garcia saying the ending of Halloween 4 was epic, dude. That ending of Halloween 4, bro, is a banger. That's a banger ending, bro. That's one that will get you dick hard, man. I mean, that one is just so good, such a great ending. Favorite endings, I would probably say would be 78, Halloween 4, 2018 has a really good ending. And honestly, Halloween 2 has a pretty good ending. I love like the last 5-10 minutes of Halloween 2. The scene where Laurie shoots Michael in the eyes, and he had that iconic scene where his eyes are just, streams of blood coming down. That's a great shot there. And then him trying to slash Loomis and Laurie in that boiler room, from there to the explosion, and you just see Michael walking out on fire at the end. That whole like last 5 to 10 minutes are awesome in Halloween 2. So Halloween 2 has a pretty good ending, but yeah, we're just talking like last shot, like true ending. I would say Halloween 78 and Halloween 4 are probably the two best endings. But I'm totally with you on that. Halloween 4 ending is amaze balls. Melissa saying, not to mention his face is so close up in a lot of scenes. Like, yeah, yeah. They do have some really good close ups of Michael in Halloween 2 that I like. Again, Dean Cundy coming back as cinematographer in Halloween 2. So you get a lot of that same look, that carryover, the look, the tone, the lighting, all that stuff carries over in Halloween 2, because you're bringing back the same cinematographer, Dean Cundy. Yeah, man, he nailed it with the cinematography in those two Halloween, man. Just nailed it. Absolutely. you like Jay, Deanna. So honestly, I can't put a face. I can't put a face. I recognize the name, but I can't put a face. So I can't. I wouldn't be able to answer you honestly. I wouldn't want to lie to you or give you an incorrect answer there, buddy. Kessler H2O has a great ensemble cast. Yeah, it really does, man. Like the cast in H2O, Jamie Lee coming back, and this is like prime Jamie Lee in H2O. Like she was very green in 78. She was good in 78, but she was still very green. H2O is like prime Jamie Lee Curtis. She's coming off the backs of like True Lies and all her 80s phenomenon, Prom Night, Terror Train, The Fog, all those other things. Freaky Friday. When was Freaky Friday? The first Freaky Friday. Was that before H2O? When was Freaky Friday? I might have to Google that. Because that's gonna bother me now. Freaky Friday. Oh, okay, 2003. So it was after. But yeah, she was still prime Jamie Lee in H2O. So yeah, Jamie Lee. You have Josh Hartnett, really good. Obviously, LL Cool J. You have Jamie Lee's mother, Janet Lee. It really did. It had a banger cast for sure. Very valid. Kessler, Chris Jericho is in Terrifier 3. Is he really? He was in another horror movie that I saw maybe a year or two ago. It was like a brief cameo. What was it that I saw him in? I can't remember, but he showed up in another, like he had another cameo in another horror film that I saw. But that's pretty cool. He's showing up in Terrifier 3. Mr. Frost with Jeff Goldblum is good horror film. Haven't seen that one either, man. You're giving me some movies to check out, dude. See, I didn't like the 2-1, but I liked the 1-1. You didn't like the 2. Wait, are you saying you didn't like? I didn't like the 2 second. Oh, you didn't like the second one, but I liked the first one. Oh, okay. So movie wise, you're talking movie wise, Melissa. You didn't like Halloween 2 as a movie, but you liked the first one, but you liked the mask in the second one, which is the same mask in the first one, but you liked how the mask looked in the second one better than the first one. Am I understanding you right on that? Hocus Pocus, I have to see every year around Halloween. Dude, Hocus Pocus that's a good Halloween movie to check out. I watched that one quite a bit as a kid growing up. That is a good one to always watch around Halloween. Not really that scary, but it definitely fits that Halloween, autumn, fall type of atmosphere for days. Absolutely. Good call on that one. And Beetlejuice was better than original. So was the Crow remake. Nah, Melissa. See, that's a wild card move right there, Melissa. That's a wild card move. That's why we changed your name to Wild Card, because that's a wild card play right there. Bro, I love The Crow. I love The Crow. The Crow is one of my favorite movies of all time, dude. Love The Crow. I refuse to watch any of the sequels or the remake. I ain't watching the remake. I've seen, from what I've seen in the trailer, from all the reviews I've seen, which have pretty much all been garbage reviews, I have no desire to check it out, nor do I want to, because Brandon Lee is the freaking Crow. He will always be the Crow. R.I.P. to Brandon. He's the dude, man. Yeah, to me, The Crow is a standalone masterpiece. Don't mess with it. And yeah, that's, to me, you can't touch the Crow, bro. You can't touch the Crow. But the Beetlejuice remake, also have not seen it. Dude, I've been watching so many movies lately. I just haven't had the only recent movie that I saw in theaters was Joker 2. And before that, I think the last one I saw was Logan and Wolverine, or Wolverine and Logan, or Deadpool and Wolverine. Sorry, Logan and Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine. I saw that one in theaters, and then I didn't see another movie in theaters till Joker 2. I saw Joker 2, but that was the last one I've seen in theaters. I like going to the theaters, but it's just the pricing now is just so much. It costs like, by the time you get your ticket and you go to concession and you get your popcorn and your icy and your nachos or your dogs or whatever it is you get, you end up dropping like $50 just to enjoy a movie. And it's like, man, I don't want to go drop $50 at, multiple times a week on a movie. So yeah. Plus I just really haven't had the time. But interesting on Beetlejuice 2 being better than the first. Night of the Demons 1 takes place during Halloween. It does. Night of the Demons that's a good Halloween one for sure. Killer Party 1986 has a sinister ending. Haven't seen that one. Dude, Kessler's giving me movies, bro. Giving me movies. Dom saying, yes, Halloween Kills. I do like Michael was going Jason mode in that one. Yeah, he was. He was a savage, bro, in Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills, we'll just talk about Halloween Kills now that we're on it. I know we're skipping around a little bit here, but we'll be all right. Let's talk about Halloween Kills. So I recognize that the script is pretty messy. There's a number of like script issues, story issues, with character issues with Halloween Kills. I fully acknowledge all of that. But because I'm a Michael fanboy and Michael's my guy, I love Halloween Kills because they get Michael right. They do him so right in Halloween Kills. And to me, Myers is what matters the most. In any Halloween movie, Myers matters the most to me. So if you get Michael right and you get the score right, which they do, you can mess up on some of the other stuff, the script, the characters, or whatever, and there's a good chance that I'll still love the movie because I love Michael so much. And they nail Michael in Kills, bro. He's a savage in Kills, and I love it. Great kills, great look to Michael, great performance by James Hugh Courtney, great score. Yeah, great mask. I love Halloween Kills. I feel like Halloween Kills, though, they had a little bit of the problem that Halloween 2 did, in the sense that they basically sidelined Laurie for the majority of the movie. She didn't really have much to do in either of those movies, Halloween 2 or Halloween Kills. She doesn't really do much of anything. She's just kind of there to be a name and a face to the film, but she doesn't really advance the story at all. She doesn't really have any type of development. It felt like Kills was just kind of a placeholder for Halloween Ends. Like they didn't really know how to tie off Halloween Kills, so they were just like, let's just throw it in there, have it be a placeholder, and then we'll wrap everything up with Ends. But it's got its problems. Kills, it definitely has its problems, but it's still very rewatchable, and I could definitely, I'm planning on watching it here soon because my favorite timeline is the 78, 2018, and Halloween Kills. That's my favorite timeline. So I always watch that right around Halloween. So I plan on watching Kills when I do that little marathon of movies. So I will definitely be watching that one again soon. Let's see, where was I on chats here? Oh yeah, we did Dom's comment on Halloween Kills. Kessler, wild horror film Resolution, and also its sequel, The Endless. I've heard of The Endless. I haven't seen it, but I have heard of The Endless. I didn't know that was a sequel though, so that's cool. Melissa saying light girl on phone, then say door open, goes, walks, and he pops out, cuts her throat, maybe jump. Yeah, yeah, that was a good scene. Especially if you haven't seen it the first time you see it. That's yeah, that tends to get people. It got me the first time. I saw Halloween 2 the first time, probably 2 years after I saw the original. So I saw the original when I was 5. I think I saw Halloween 2 when I was like 7. I saw Halloween 2 and Halloween 4 that same year. And I yeah, that scene got a jump out of me as well. So yeah, it's a good one. You like your girls too? Yeah, yeah. Halloween has some good girls. Halloween has some definitely has some. Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened there. I pressed something. That's my bad. Um, we're good. Sorry. I apologize. I'm running this on a new laptop, so having to get used to the little pad thing here. All right, so where were we? Dom saying Jamie Lee Curtis has done a bunch of films with big stars. Yeah, she has. She's had a good career, man. She's had a solid career. I think Halloween will always be, what she's most known for. That will probably always be like her baby, but she's had a solid career for sure. Melissa saying highly suggest you watch it. It's good. Watch what? Oh, The Endless. Are you talking about? Highly suggest I watch The Endless. Kills is awesome. Actually, felt bad for Cameron. I can't say that I felt bad for Cameron because he was such a jerk in 2018. He kind of had it coming. You reap what you sow in life, man. So that was a pretty gnarly kill. That the slamming his head through all the posts and the stairs, and then the final neck break in front of Allison. That was pretty gnarly, man. That was pretty cool. I like that kill for sure. Let's just say I didn't like Cameron 18. Yeah, that's what turned me off. I was turned off from him in 2018, and then he unfortunately for Cameron, he couldn't turn things around quick enough to win me over. But it was still his death was still pretty good in Kills. Let's see. I like The Gate Part 1 and its sequel. I've seen The Gate. Yeah, The Gate was good. I didn't know it had a sequel though. What's the sequel to The Gate? Maybe I've seen it. I may have seen whatever the sequel is and didn't know that it was a sequel to The Gate. But I have seen The Gate for sure. That one was solid 80s horror film. Let's see. Melissa saying you going to Scarefest? Probably not. I had a couple things happen recently. One of them being a pretty serious car wreck that I was in, and just completely totaled my car. I'm still actually recovering from it. banged me up pretty good. Still going to physical therapy because it did a number on me. So yeah, unfortunately, not gonna be able to do much like traveling or anything anytime soon. But uh, if you're going, Melissa, let me know. Let me know how it goes. Oh, you're the crow. Okay, so you're highly suggesting that I see the crow. Um, yeah, I don't know that I can do it. I don't know that I can bring myself to do it. I love that original crow too much to subject it to any type of, low quality of filmmaking that I just know is not going to be as good. And just the idea of someone else playing the crow other than Brandon, it's like, dude, I can't I can't get on board with that, bro. I love that original crow too much. Yeah, Melissa, I'm okay. It was a pretty serious wreck. Yeah, a 3 or 4 car pile up. I wasn't at fault, thankfully. I was the victim of someone who was driving under the influence, and they crashed into me, sent me into another car. We hit another car, and it was yeah, it was pretty wild. I was lucky to make it out of that. So that's also why I haven't been doing haven't done live streams for the past month or so, but that's one reason. But yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm good enough to be upright and to be working and being on here. So yeah, I'll power through it. Let's see. Yeah, I was in the army for a little bit. So thank you, Melissa. I appreciate the concerns. Let me ask you guys about Halloween. We'll save Halloween 3. I definitely want to talk about Halloween 3, but we'll save Halloween 3. We'll come back to that one. Let me ask you guys about Halloween 4, 5, and 6, the cult trilogy, right? Of those three, 4, 5, and 6, which is your favorite? Which is your least favorite? And what are things that you like or dislike with the Thorn trilogy, 4, 5, and 6? I don't know if you can technically consider 4 part of the Thorn trilogy because there's no mention of it in Halloween 4. There's literally no mention of it at all. It plays because they literally had no intention of taking it there when they were making Halloween 4. It didn't even come into play until Halloween 6. So the man in black that shows up in Halloween 5, if you watch the special features of Halloween 5, they talk about it, and they literally were filming the movie before the script was complete. They literally didn't even have a completed script while they were filming Halloween 5. So the man in black was not initially part of the original idea or the original concept. He was literally thrown into one day of shooting because the director Dominique Othen was kind of freaking out. Because the production wasn't going according to plan. He felt like he needed something more to bring to the film, so he literally had a crew member stand in place to play the man in black, but he himself didn't even know where where to go with it or what it was going to symbolize or what it was going to mean. He didn't even know any of that. And he's the director of the movie. And so it was a nightmare. It was so bad. So the man in black shows up in Halloween 5, but even in Halloween 5, they don't mention anything about Thorn or a cult or anything. That still wasn't in the minds of any of the producers or anybody until they started to write the script for Halloween 6. So Halloween 4 and 5 are very, very loosely connected to the Thorn trilogy. I don't even know if you can say 4 is. The only tie-in to the Thorn, to the Cult of Thorn that 4 has is the fact that it's still technically part of the same storyline of Jamie. Like it's still her story, but it's so far removed and disconnected from 6 and from the cult story that I don't really see it as part of that series or timeline. To me, 4 is connected to the 78 Halloween 2 timeline. I see 4 like there's a bunch of different Halloween timelines, but for me, I always do 78 Halloween 2 and then Halloween 4. If I'm gonna do that timeline, I end it with 4, and then I don't watch Halloween 5. I can watch Halloween 6 and get some enjoyment out of it. I think 6 is better than 5, because it was actually a completed script. But even 6 is still really messy. You got the two versions, producer's cut and theatrical cut, and both of those have serious problems with them. 6 is just a train wreck. It's a mess, but it's at least more entertaining than 5 is. It's got actually a pretty good Myers. It's got a pretty good mask. It's got some good kills. It's got a good tone and atmosphere. Like 6 has things going for it for sure. 5 though is just like bad. 5 is really bad. So yeah, love 4, and then just a huge drop off when you get to 5. It goes up slightly with part 6, but not much. But yeah, what about you guys? Who do you guys of those 3, 4, 5, 6? Which is your favorite? Which is your least favorite? Let's see what you guys are saying in the chats. I'm going Six Flags fast. Take Jade. Yeah. Yeah. Six Flags is pretty fun. Oh, hey, Rob Zombies, Halloween's, and H3. Yeah. Popular answers there. I like H4 the best. H6 is good. Producer's cut. And 5, thumbs down. That's fair as well. Dom saying The Curse of Michael Myers is my favorite, and The Revenge of Michael Myers is my least favorite. So, Dom, you like 6 better than 4. Interesting. Interesting. I don't find too many people that prefer 6 over 4. What is it about 6 that you like above Halloween 4? And do you like Halloween 4? Maybe that's even a better question. Do you like Halloween 4? And what is it about 6 that you like above 4? Melissa, I don't want a Halloween series, just more movies. Yeah, I know they're doing like the Halloween like TV show. Eh, that's kind of my thoughts on that. I'm not really that excited about it, to be honest. Which may sound weird coming from a huge Michael Myers Halloween fan. But my biggest concern with the series, and again, it's not released yet. They're still working on it, but I don't want Michael to get overexposed. And that's my biggest concern with making Halloween into a TV series is overexposure of Michael. Like, to me, Michael works best like the shark in Jaws, when you don't get an over saturated amount of Michael. He's kind of used in the shadows. You know that he's there, you know he's lingering, but you're not like overexposing him either. And I feel like, how are you going to do a Halloween TV series without overexposing him? I don't know. I'm like you, Melissa. I like the movies. We don't want to get like, and I know I won't get tired of Michael Myers or Halloween. I'll never be tired of it. But I don't want like the general public to be get tired of Halloween or Michael either. So, and that's another concern I have. It's like, we just got a Halloween trilogy of movies, and now we're getting a TV series right after it. And just like, I don't know, it may be a bit much for some people. And I don't want, because I love Michael so much, I don't want him or Halloween to be, to be overexposed, or make people sick and tired of seeing Michael or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I might check out the TV show whenever they make it. I'll probably avoid it, but I don't know. I might check it out. If everyone else around me is telling me that it's really good and that I need to see it, I might check it out. But honestly, I have 1978. I have 2018. I have Halloween Kills. I have Halloween 4. I have plenty of Halloween and Michael Myers to enjoy, and some fan films. They've made some really banger fan films out there that I also actually really like. So to me, it's like, I don't really feel a need for a TV series. What is it going to benefit? What is it going to do for Michael that we haven't already seen? Like, there's not really character development that you can do with Michael without hurting the character. And any type of development that you could do with Michael has kind of already been done. I think there's room, if you're going to develop the character, I think there's some room to pursue like the 15 years that he was locked up and was working with Loomis. I would actually be interested in some of that. Like, see some of those meetings with him and Loomis where, he's not talking. He's just, as Loomis says in Halloween 2, he's not even moving. He's just looking at a wall, and I think there's some interesting stuff you could do there. But I don't think that's where they're going to go with it. So it's like, all right, well, what else? What can a TV show provide or give to Michael or the franchise that the character or the franchise needs? It doesn't really need anything. It's got everything. It's got great masks. It's got great performances. It's got great kills. It's got great stories. It's got great characters. Like, you don't need anything else, really. The TV show can't really provide you anything more that the franchise or character needs. So to me, I'm just like, I'm really not excited about the TV show. Again, I'll give it a try if everyone else is telling me that it's really good and I need to check it out. I'll check it out, but I'm not really looking forward to it. Dom saying, I say they're connected, but I agree they don't mention Thorn and Halloween 4. Yeah, they don't, like, because again, that wasn't even a topic in Halloween 4. They didn't know anything about it. That when they wrote the script, they had literally, that was like the last thing on their minds. Like, they set up Halloween 4 so that Halloween 5 could pick up with Jamie as the new shape of evil, but Halloween 5 doesn't pursue that choice. So, the ending of 4 is just kind of shafted, man, which is unfortunate because I think that would have been really cool. But yeah, they don't do anything with Thorn in Halloween 4. But yeah, technically it is still connected. I like Halloween 4, but the reason I like Curse of Michael Myers is because I like they expanded Michael's backstory and the brutality of the kills, also having a cult that is also a threat. Yeah, that's valid. You know, that's fair, very fair. And they do expand on Michael and the backstory there as well. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the other thing with like the TV series is like the movies have already expanded on Michael as a character. You have different timelines that you can watch. If you don't like the Michael's backstory in one timeline, you can watch another timeline. If you don't like that timeline, you can watch another timeline. Like, I just don't think that the TV series is going to offer us anything that the movies don't already give us. And so, yeah, I'm kind of indifferent to it, but we'll see. Time will tell. But yeah, good points there, Dom, on Halloween 6. And you know, like I said, Halloween 6 is decent for me. It's definitely got things working for it. I think it's much more watchable than Halloween 5. But I love Halloween 4. The story in Halloween 4, the pacing, the characters, the tone, uh, the acting. Yeah, I love Halloween 4. Um, Paul Rudd is really good in that one as well. Yeah, I like Paul Rudd in part 6. A lot of people just like hate on him for Halloween 6. Like I've heard so many people just troll Paul Rudd's performance in 6, and I'm just like, really? I mean, I don't think he was that bad. I mean, it wasn't, you know, we're not talking Daniel Day-Lewis here, but I thought I thought he was solid. He played his role, he did his job, he got in, got out, got a paycheck. Kudos to him, you know. So yeah, I agree. I don't think he was like all that bad. IBO Wolf 1. I always wanted a Michael versus Jason movie. Bro, you and me both, dude. You and me both. I would have loved the Michael and Jason movie. Honestly, Michael versus Jason is more appealing to me than Freddy versus Jason. Don't get me wrong. I love Freddy versus Jason. I own a copy. I love it. It's a lot of fun. I love Freddy versus Jason, but stylistically, I think Michael and Jason match up a lot better than Freddy and Jason or Freddy and Michael. Uh, because he's very different. I think Freddy would match up if you're gonna do a Freddy versus movie. I think Freddy would match up really well with like Pennywise or Pinhead. I think either one of those two would be a really good matchup for Freddy because Freddy, like especially Pennywise, Freddy and Pennywise are very, very similar. And you can do a lot of cool matchups there with those two. Very stylistically, very similar. And I think Michael and Jason are much more similar together and make for a much more interesting matchup because of that than Freddie and Jason do. So, yeah, I would have loved a Michael and Jason movie. There is a really good fan film out there, a Michael versus Jason fan film that's actually really good. I've seen it a couple times and actually really enjoy it. And I think the guys that did that one are making a Michael versus Jason part 2, I believe. But yeah, it would have been nice to have that movie. That would have been pretty cool. Yeah, so let's see. We talked 1, we've talked 2, 4, 5, 6. H2O. We've kind of touched on H2O. What are y'all's thoughts on H2O? Do y'all like H2O? What do y'all think of that one? H2O for me, is it's kind of like part six in the sense that it's got things going for it. It's got things that I do really like, but it's also got things that I really turn me off and things that I don't really care for in H2O. I personally don't like H2O nearly as much as some people do. Like I've seen H2O like top three on people's Halloween ranking, which to me just boggles my mind how anybody could put H2O above like 2018 or Kills or, you know, Halloween 4. I think H2O is decent. You know, I can enjoy it when I watch it. I don't really go out of my way to watch H2O. Um, but if it's on TV or if a friend wants to watch it, I can watch it and be entertained. You know, I don't hate H2O, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. It would probably be in the lower tier for me, probably somewhere around 8 or 9. If, unlike my Halloween ranking, it'd probably be somewhere around like 8 or 9 for me. So on the lower half for sure. Not the worst in the franchise by any means. It's got things going for it. It's got things I do really like, but not overly enamored with H2O. It's got issues for me. One of the big issues is the masks. Yes, plural masks because they use like 4 different masks in H2O. None of them look good. Uh, you even have a CGI mask at one point, which is just ridiculous and stupid. It looks horrible. Even for the time, it didn't look good. But especially today, when you watch it, you're just like, ugh, ugh, yeah, that's that's bad. And then you got the mask with like the giant eye holes in them, which is a big no-no for me. You never show Michael's eyes. That's just like don't do it. I don't want to see Michael's eyes. Just show me the blank canvas, the black eyes. I don't want to be seeing Michael's eyes in every scene like they do in H2O. That's another issue for me. It's just none of the masks look good. I don't really care for Chris Duran's performance of Michael either. I don't think he's as bad as what some people make him out to be, but he's definitely nowhere near the best Michael Myers actors either. I think part of it was how he was directed in the movie. Like you have the scene where he like descends from the little rafter thing above behind Laurie. He's like descending down from that pipe. Who does that? Like Michael doesn't do that. Why are you having Michael descend from a little pipe beam in the ceiling? That's so stupid because it's so out of character for Michael. You know, Michael just doesn't do that. That's not who that character is. And it's that like and so that's not on Chris Duran. That's on the directing of Steve Miner, who also directed Friday Part Two and Part Two and Part Three. Um, I don't think Steve Miner had a really great grasp on Michael Myers as a character. I don't think he understood the character. I could be wrong, maybe I am, but just based on that movie and based on the behind the scenes of that movie and some of the things I've heard about it, I don't think he had a good grasp of Michael Myers as a character. So because that's just that's really bad directing. Why would you ever have Michael just descend from a pipe beam in the ceiling? And it's not even good cinematography in that scene either. You know, like the Dean Cundy cinematography always carries Michael in like the shadow and like this dark tint, and it will expose some lighting in certain scenes where you can see the mask and then Michael comes out after his victim. But H2O has none of that. Like even in the scene where Michael descends from the pipe, you see him the whole time while he's there. It's like there's no mystery. There's no ascending from the darkness with Michael in H2O. And that's like a big part of that character. And yeah, that's why I don't think Miner had a good grasp of the character. So, but H2O, I'm indifferent to H2O. I guess there's things to like about it, but it's far from the best in the franchise, in my opinion. Let's see. Melissa saying H2O don't care for. Yeah, and I do like Jamie in H2O. She's tough. Oh yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, she's good. That is one of the things that they do positively in H2O is Jamie Lee Curtis. Lori, her character is used really well in H2O. That's something that they nail, for sure. We're not going to really talk about Resurrection because I hate that movie. It's one of my most hated movies of all time. And if I talk about it, I'm going to get heated. It's going to make my blood boil, and I'll probably lose my temper on a live stream, which I don't want to do. So we'll just try to block Halloween Resurrection out of existence, block it out of our minds, and just wish it away out of existence. So hopefully the rest of the world never remembers or mentions the name Halloween Resurrection again. Rob Zombie's Halloween. Thoughts on Rob Zombie's Halloween movies? 1 and 2. Which of Rob Zombie's movies do you like better? And are any of you guys a fan of what they did with Michael and Rob Zombie's Halloween? Do you like the human element where it's just like all human, no supernatural element, the backstory of him as a kid that Zombie kind of explores in his first Halloween? And then are you guys a fan of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? Some people that Halloween 2 is getting more of a following. I'm seeing like there are people that are starting to come around on Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 for some reason. I don't know why. I hate that movie personally. I think Zombie totally dropped the ball with that one. I see what he was doing. I see what he was going for, but it just didn't work. It just didn't come together well. Now, granted, he was putting up with the Weinsteins the entire production. I don't think he didn't really have a passion for his Halloween 2. He didn't want to make a sequel. The reason, and I know this because I recently just saw an interview with Rob Zombie about his Halloween experience, and he said that the only reason he did Halloween 2 was to get out of his contract with the Weinsteins because he was actually scheduled to do 3. He was contracted to do 3 Halloween movies, but he had such a bad experience with them doing the first one, he didn't even want to do the second one. And so he went to them. He's like, look, I'll make the second one if you let me out of the third. If you cut my contract out and let me out after this one, then I'll come back and do the second Halloween. So they agreed to it. So he came back, he did Halloween 2, got out of his contract, and didn't have to make a Halloween 3. But yeah, Halloween 2 is bad. It's really bad. I don't really get why so many people, well, I wouldn't say so many people, because I think the majority of Halloween fans would say they don't like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, but there is a pretty large group, I would say, that has come around to Zombie's Halloween 2. But what do you guys think? Do y'all like Rob Zombie's Halloweens? Which of those two is your favorite? I would be interested in hearing that from you guys. Melissa, you're banned. I'm kidding. That's a wild card play right there. That's all I'm going to say. That is a Melissa wild card play. Mm, Resurrection fun to be like Jason X. Jason X is fun. I do like Jason X, but Resurrection, mm-mm, mm-mm. Melissa saying, "Hey, Rob Zombie's Halloween's not Halloween to me." Yeah, I think Rob Zombie's Halloween's work better as just like a typical slasher horror movie than a Halloween movie. If you can somehow watch, like, especially his first Halloween, I think if you can watch Rob Zombie's first Halloween through the lens of just a slasher movie, I think it works. I think it's fun. It does have some pretty gnarly kills in it. And Tyler Maine is a beast as Michael. But as a Halloween movie, not really a fan. Good movie overall. His first one, I would say I like Rob Zombie's first Halloween. I don't love it. I don't love it, but I like it. For what it is, I like it. I can watch it and be entertained with it. Um, Rob Zombie definitely has a very particular style to his film. He's very visual. You know, it looks very nice. I like his visual aesthetics to the film. You know, he is an artist, and you can see a lot of his artistry come out in his film. So I do like his first Halloween, but I don't love it, and I definitely prefer the theatrical edition of his Halloween over the extent, like the director's cut of Rob Zombie's Halloween. Ooh, that's rough. That's kind of that's yeah. Definitely prefer the theatrical cut there. Let's see, I'm watching WWE SmackDown October 13th last year, Roman Reigns and LA Knights. Well, I can see that you're a Roman Reigns fan. I can tell by your profile picture. I used to watch wrestling a lot, man. I watched wrestling a lot during the Attitude Era. That's kind of when I grew up with wrestling. Don't really watch it much anymore. All my guys are kind of retired and off the grid, but I know who Roman Reigns is, and I know who LA Knight is as well. Melissa saying neither. He doesn't like either Rob Zombie Halloween. That's fair. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I would say Rob Zombie's first Halloween has grown on me. I didn't really like it at first. It's one that's it's kind of grown on me over time. I've come around on it, but yeah, I totally understand why anyone who doesn't like it doesn't like it. Makes sense to me. And that brings us to the newest trilogy, 2018 Kills and Ends, which we've kind of already talked about Kills in 2018 a little bit. Halloween Ends, I'll just say, not a fan. I don't like Halloween Ends. I thought they had potential to do something really cool, but they didn't do it. They didn't do anything really cool. I still think it looks good. You know, David Gordon Green, very good with the camera, very talented. The cinematography, the look is still really good. I still think James Jude Courtney does a good job as Michael. The mask still looks really cool. The score is still really good. So it ends does have some things going for it, but the way they treat my boy in that movie is definitely a huge issue for me. You don't treat Michael the way that they treat Michael in Halloween Ends. The disrespect shown there, the fact that he in Halloween Kills, we see him take out an entire group of firefighters, but then he gets punked out by a 70-year-old woman in Halloween Ends makes absolutely no sense. There's no way on any planet in any solar system that a 70-year-old Laurie Strode should body Michael Myers. I don't care what the context is. In a physical altercation, mano a mano, one-on-one, I'm sorry, she's not doing it.
There's absolutely no way she would be able to beat Michael Myers in a physical altercation. Not happening. And the fact that she does that in Halloween Ends, nah, bro, get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. I ain't doing it. I'm not even going halfway there, dude. Don't like that. Don't like the fact that Corey can just go in Michael's little cave, his little domain there, steal his mask, beat the shit out of him, and dip. Bro, like Michael was a joke. He was a joke in his own movie. He was sidelined in his own. This is the finale, bro. This is the last Halloween movie, at least for a while. And you're going to make Michael a joke in his own movie, in the last movie? You're only going to give us about 15 minutes of screen time with Michael in the last movie in his send-off? In an hour and 50-minute movie, we're only going to get about 15 minutes of Michael. And the 15 minutes of Michael that we do get, he's treated as other people's bitch in that whole movie. Get freaking out of here with that crap, man. Get out of here with that, bro. I ain't doing it. Halloween Ends can go kick rocks, bro, because how they treat Michael in that movie is so just, it's below the belt, man. It's below the belt. And I ain't doing it. I acknowledge the talent that went into making the film visually, directorially. I get it. But at the end of the day, the way that they treat Michael in that movie is just not a fan. Not a fan. Favorite wrestler as a kid, man. The first wrestler that I loved was Hulk Hogan, but The Undertaker. The Undertaker is my favorite wrestler of all time. He was my favorite wrestler ever since I really started to watch wrestling. Became a wrestling diehard. Taker was my favorite wrestler, and always will be. So to me, Taker is he's on my Mount Rushmore for greatest wrestlers of all time. Melissa saying not fan of Ends, but it not the worst. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, but I agree, it's not the worst. Resurrection is worse than Ends. I would personally argue that Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is also worse than Ends, but Ends is still really bad, man. Really bad. The decisions they make, just, yeah, really. I don't even watch Halloween Ends now. When I do that timeline, I do 78, I do 2018, and I end on Halloween Kills. And that's kind of my timeline. And then I just fill in the blank in my own imagination. In my mind, the way, like, the extended cut of Halloween Kills is actually really cool. It has a really good ending. And then I just finish that off in my head where Michael and Laurie meet up again. Michael finally finds Laurie and kills her. And that's, to me, Michael wins. In my head, that's where I go. Michael wins. And so, yeah. But that may be dark and really, some people might think that's really mean or whatever. I don't care. I love Michael. Michael's my boy. I'm going to ride or die with Michael till the end of time. He's my favorite movie character, purely movie character of all time. Halloween is my favorite horror movie of all time. So yeah, Michael should win. Michael should win. But let's see. Favorite wrestler, CM Punk or Cora Jade? Punk is cool. CM Punk is cool. I remember Punk. He's a good wrestler. What about, all right, so we've been going for about an hour 25. Favorite Michael Myers. Let me ask you guys that. We won't stay too much longer, but who's y'all's favorite Michael Myers? You get Nick Castle in the original, Dick Warlock in Halloween 2, George P. Wilbur in Halloween 4 and Halloween 6, You get Don Shanks in Halloween 5, Chris Duran in Halloween H2O, Brad Lorry in Halloween Resurrection, Tyler Main and Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2, and then James Hugh Courtney in the recent 3 Halloween. So of those Myers, who is y'all's favorite Myers actor? For me, Nick Castle was the best Michael. For the longest time, Nick Castle was my Michael. In some ways, he still is my Michael. When I think of Michael, I still think of Nick Castle. So yeah, but I will say James Hugh Courtney has become my favorite Michael Myers. I think that, and it took me a while to go there. I don't think I decisively determined that James Hugh Courtney was my favorite Myers until after Halloween Kills. I wasn't quite ready to put him on the top after 2018, but after Kills, he kind of solidified that spot for me. So, yeah, James Hugh Courtney is my favorite Michael Myers now. So I think that he brings the brutality of Tyler Maine's Michael, along with the movement and the glide and the gracefulness of Nick Castle. He kind of brings the best of both in his performance. You know, Nick Castle wasn't quite as brutal as like Tyler Maine, but none of the other Myers also had like the presence and the movement of Nick Castle. James Hugh Courtney kind of is the best of both. He kind of brings both into his performance, and to me, that's what makes him the best and my favorite Michael Myers. So Nick Castle will always have a special place for me. In many ways, he will always be my Michael Myers. But if you're asking me who's my favorite, who I think is the best, I do think James Hugh Courtney is the best Myers. I would say least favorite Myers is probably I think least favorite Myers is maybe either Don Shanks from Halloween 5, maybe Dick Warlock from Halloween 2, maybe Chris Duran from H2O. Those would be like the 3. I don't really like Brad Lorry, but I think with Brad Lorry, a lot of it was the direction, not so much his performance. But I think it was more in how he was directed and the mask and the look. But what Lorry did, I don't think was that bad. I mean, we'll just throw Brad Lorry in there too because it's Halloween Resurrection. So yeah. But what about you guys? Who's y'all's favorite Michael Myers? They should never kill Rachel in 5, and Loomis was evil in 5, and putting Jamie in front of Michael Taker. Yeah, I know. That was the other thing with Halloween 5, killing off Rachel. I love Rachel. I actually prefer Rachel over Laurie Strode. I think Rachel is a better character than Laurie personally. I love Rachel. She's one of my favorite characters. And then yeah, the way that they do Loomis in Halloween 5 is also just very much out of character with who he had already been established as. It was just like a full departure, and I don't think it was handled well. Halloween 5 is a mess. It's a really bad mess. Let's say favorites, Nick Castle and Wilbur. Yeah, George P. Wilbur's good. Wilbur was solid. I do like Wilbur. Hey, age of film going to school on Tuesday morning to watch WWE Monday Night Raw, October 5th, 2018. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. That'll be fun. Hope you enjoy it. Courtney, good. Yeah. Courtney's my favorite. Followed very, very closely by Nick Castle. It's like 1A and 1B, honestly. They're almost interchangeable. I just think, again, Courtney kind of brings the best of the brutality of Tyler Maine's Michael with what Nick also brought to it. So that's really what gives him the edge for me. But Nick is special, man. Nick is special for sure. And he was my favorite Michael for the longest time. Dom is saying James Hugh Courtney is a good Michael performance. Yeah, he is. He's my favorite. He's my favorite. I think he's the best in. Honestly, I think he's the best in kills. I like 2018 the best of the James Hugh Courtney like trilogy of the trilogy of 2018 kills and ends. My favorite is 2018, but I think what Courtney does in kills is the best. I think that's probably his best performance as Michael. Although he's really good in 2018. He's really good in 2018. So I think I had a couple other. Oh yeah, we got to talk about this real quick. We can't talk about Michael without talking about the masks. Favorite masks in the franchise. For me, it's easily the original. Still the best mask, followed closely by the James Hugh Courtney mask. Second, third would probably be the Part 6 mask. I actually do like that one. Followed by the Rob Zombie mask. 4, 5, I would go with. I guess 5, I would probably go. It's a serious drop off after those after those top 4. There's a serious drop off. I would probably go Resurrection, I guess, even though I don't like giving Resurrection credit for anything. I don't think the mask in that one was as bad as H2O, Halloween 4, or Halloween 5. I just think that with the right lighting and exposure, you can actually make the Resurrection mask look halfway decent. Where even like the mask in H2O, even with the best lighting and exposure, it still looks like shit. It still doesn't look good. And same with the Part 4 and Part 5 masks. So that's why I would give the Resurrection mask the edge there. So that I would go. So then after that, I would go probably 4, and then H2O, and then 5. Just because 5 is just it's bad, dude. That mask in Part 5 is bad. it's really bad. Honestly, the bottom 3 are really bad, but yeah, favorite is definitely the original that was also used in the second one. But and then the James Hugh Courtney mask, that one over there, that's my second favorite. Love that one as well. Can't go wrong with either one of those. Melissa saying for mask, she's going 1, 18 kills, 6, 4. I like, yeah. Oh, you like the mask in 4? Really? That's interesting. I don't really hear too many people say they like the mask in Part 4. So that's interesting. of the three really bad masks, I think that 4 is probably the best of the three really bad ones. And then yeah, the mask in 5 and H2O, those are really bad. The big problem with the H2O mask is the eyes. I should never see Michael's eyes. Why do you have giant ass eye holes in your mask in H2O, showing Michael's eyes the entire time? That's a big no no. I don't want to see Michael's eyes. Don't show them to me. That mask, man, is just that's what brings it down so much. The design itself isn't terrible, but the fact that those stupid eye holes are like the size of an Easter Island, bro. Like it's just like, no, I can't do it. Like I don't want to see Michael's eyes the entire movie. If it's like one shot, like you get in the original when Lori, rips the mask off Michael, and you see like a brief second of Michael's little mangled eye, that's fine. But I don't want the entire movie and every scene with Michael where I can see his eyes. Don't give that to me. That's a big no-no. So for me, that's what like really brings the H2O mask down towards the bottom for me. I don't think the design, like the look of it isn't the worst, but it's the fact that I see Michael's eyes the whole freaking movie, bro. Come on, man. I'm saying I like to see Evil Dead Halloween crossover where Ash goes through the multiverse and goes through the different Halloween timelines. Bro, that would actually be that's a really good idea, Dom. I like that. That would be really cool. Seeing Ash cross over into Halloween. That would be pretty cool. Like him getting lost in the different timelines. He has to like fight Michael repeatedly. He has to beat Michael in like each timeline. He has to find Michael and beat him. That would be pretty cool, man. My only concern with that would be possibly an over amount of humor because it's Ash. And Ash brings a lot of humor to the Evil Dead movies. I don't want my Halloween movies to be oversaturated with humor. It's fine if there's like a scene or two that's like naturally funny, but with Ash, that might be my only concern is Ash bringing too much humor into Halloween. But the concept, I grant that would be pretty cool to see. But let's see if there's anything else to talk about. All right, we'll talk. We're almost at an hour 40, so we'll talk about the kills real quick, and then we'll get out of here. So the favorite kills in the franchise. What are some of y'all's favorite kills in the Halloween franchise? Do you have one from each movie? My favorite kill in the first one is the Bob kill. Favorite kill in Halloween 2 would be definitely the hot tub kill where Michael takes the nurse, drowns her in the boiling water while she's also getting her face melted off. That's just a badass kill, man. That's an awesome kill. That's my favorite from Halloween 2. Halloween 4 favorite kill would be probably the thumb. When in the beginning, when they put him in the stretcher, they put him back in the ambulance, and he kills that guy with the thumb through the forehead. That's sick. Also, the kill of Brady. Brady's death was pretty gnarly. But that thumb kill in 4 always sticks with me. So that's probably my favorite in 4. Part 5 favorite kill would be probably the double fork through the guy and the girl, the friends of Tina, her two friends when they're in the barn doing it, and Michael comes in and takes the pitchfork through both of them. That was actually a pretty cool kill. That would be my favorite from 5. From 6, my favorite kill would be definitely the kill of the dad. What's your name's dad in that movie? A different kill in the 2 cuts. In the producer cut, I think it's the exploding head, right? That's the one in the producer's cut, and then in the theatrical cut, what? Oh, how does he die in the theatrical cut? I should know this. Oh, how does he die in the theatrical cut? Shoot, I'm just going blank, man. The producer's the head explosion, and the theatrical one. Is it just like is it just a knife in the theatrical version? I forget. Either way, that's my favorite in part 6. H2O favorite kill would be. I don't know if I have a favorite kill in it. I don't think the kills in H2O were really that great. Yeah, I don't know that I have one from H2O. Resurrection, I try to avoid at all cost. Rob Zombie's Halloween. Ooh, there's some good ones in Rob Zombie's Halloween. The kill, I mean Bob's kill and Linda's kill in Rob Zombie's Halloween, both are really cool. But I love how Michael kills that bully when he's a kid in the first half. He just beats the crap out of that bully kid with the log. That in the way that Zombie shoots that scene, that was a pretty gnarly kill. Also, the TV to the security guard in the prison when he takes the TV and just smashes it over his head. That one was pretty cool. That one's in there as well. I would probably go with the bully kid, I guess, just because I also can't stand that kid. So when seeing him get his was also satisfying. So I'd probably go with that one. And then Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Again, I don't watch often because I don't care for it at all. I'm trying to think if there's any kill in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 that really stuck out to me. I guess Annie's kill, just because it's so emotional, and especially when her dad, when Sheriff Brackett arrives on the scene and finds Annie's body. Whew, that's a tough scene to watch. So I guess that one, just because of the emotion of it. Halloween 2018 favorite kill, maybe Sartain's with a head stomp. That one was pretty savage. I also like when he kills the dad, Allison's dad, and makes his head a jack-o'-lantern. That was pretty gnarly. Also the jaw, the guy in the gas station, he rips his jaw off. That was pretty sick. There's some good kills in 2018. Halloween kills. Favorite. I do like the double John kill, Big John, Little John. The theatrics that Michael uses in that one is, I always get a chuckle out. The double John kill is good. The one we talked about earlier, Allison's boyfriend, that one's pretty cool. And then in Ends, yeah, Michael didn't really have any. I don't even think Michael had any kills in Halloween Ends, other than that lady that he killed with Corey. I don't think he killed anybody in Ends, which is another problem with that movie. But yeah, those are some of my favorite kills in the franchise. If I had to pick a single favorite kill in Halloween franchise, I would probably be tempted to go with the one from Halloween 2, the hot tub scene, just because that's so awesome. That's just like such a savage kill. You're drowning a lady while also burning her face off with the boiling water. I mean, that's just savage, bro. That's so savage. That's probably, and the fact that Michael's not even making a noise, like his whole arm is also in that water, and it's not affecting him at all. Like he's just taking it like a beast. So yeah, that one's probably my favorite. So let me see what the chat is saying though, here real quick. I love 4 so much. Yeah, 4 is awesome. Love me some Halloween 4. Electricity kill from the Curse of Michael Myers, where his head explodes. Great call, Dom. That's a great one. Can't go wrong with that one. Father, yeah. He was a jerk, dude. He was absolutely a jerk. They don't show the head explosion in the theatrical, just electric. Okay, that was it. Thank you, Dom. Yeah, so I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember there was a different kill or not. Always, for some reason, I always get the producer's cut and theatrical. I've seen both of them multiple times. I don't know why I still get mixed up on them, but yeah, the theatrical cut, they just show the electricity, but in the producer's cut, they show the head explosion, which is pretty awesome. The girl in the elevator at H2O, yeah, that's a good one too. Now I forgot about that one, Melissa. That's a good call on that one. That one was that was a good one. The knife through the eyes and kill. Yes, Dom, that's another good one. That one is awesome. And when he's stabbing that guy over and over on the table, he goes through all those knives and he just plants each one in that guy's back. That's pretty sick. Jerry Wilson is in the house, everybody. What is up, Jerry, my man? It's the man right there, everybody. Jerry's the guy. Thanks for showing up, Jerry. Glad you could make it, man. We're gonna be wrapping up here pretty soon, though. But thanks for showing up. And yes, smash the like button, everybody, if you haven't already. Helps out. It really does help out the channel. So I would definitely appreciate it. Thank you for mentioning that, Jerry, as well. Yeah. And I think that's about a wrap. I mean, we've talked about all the movies. We talked about the different Michael Myers actors. We talked about the masks. We talked about the kills. Anything else that y'all want to talk about? Halloween. We've even talked about the coming TV series. Characters. Are there any other characters that y'all like in Halloween? I mean, obviously Loomis. Loomis is, I mean, outside of Michael, I would think that Loomis has to be your favorite character, right? Like Loomis is so good. His delivery, his dialogue, his conviction. Loomis is just stud, man. Third favorite character behind Michael and Loomis would probably be Rachel from Halloween 4. I love Rachel, and she's a great final girl. And I love Jamie. I do love Jamie. So I guess my top 5 would be Michael, Loomis, Rachel, Jamie, maybe Allison. I did like Allison a lot from the newest trilogy. I thought she was a really cool character as well. But Loomis is right there behind Michael for me. Oh yes, Dom, thank you. Yes, we forgot Season of the Witch. Yeah, let's talk about Season of the Witch real quick. That was the one we were going to come back to. it's the oddball of the franchise, right? It's kind of it's the odd one out. Has nothing to do with Michael. Michael's not even in it unless you want to count the TV scene where they play the original Halloween on the TV, but that doesn't really count because he's not in the story. It's a movie that I think a lot of people hated at first. I think for a long time, people were really turned off of Halloween 3. But I would say over the years, especially with the internet and YouTube, I think a lot of people have come around on Halloween 3 and have come to actually really like it. I personally am still not a fan of Halloween 3. I still don't like it. I probably never will like it. It's not because they don't have Michael, you know. Um, that's like for a long time that was my reason because I was like, you can't make a Halloween movie without having Michael in it. But over time, I let that go. I kind of moved on from that, and I realized like that's not what they were doing. They were doing an anthology series, so you can't really look at it through that lens. But even apart from that, like if you just look at Halloween 3 as a movie, I still don't think it's a good movie. There's nothing. It's got some things going for it. It's certainly not the worst in the franchise. I would still put it above Resurrection. I would still put it above Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I would still put it above Halloween Ends. I'd probably put it above Halloween 5. So it's not the worst, but I still don't think it's a good movie, period. And it's regardless of it not having Michael. As a movie, I don't think it's a good movie. Our protagonist is not a likable character. He's got nothing. There's nothing with that character on paper to make me like him. Tom Atkins' character. What is there about him for me to give a crap about his character? There's nothing. I don't care if he dies. I don't care if he makes it out. There's nothing. He's running around with a girl that's literally young enough to be his daughter, bro. Left his wife. He's a womanizer. He doesn't give me any likable qualities to him. There's no reason to latch onto him as a character. On top of that, none of the other characters in that movie they're not. I don't think they're well written. They're not well used. They're not entertaining. I don't care about any of them. It's got some cool kills. It's got some good kills going for it. Some of the effects work. The practical effects look pretty good in Halloween 3. The score is really good. It's definitely got that going for it. Got a really good score. And I do like that Colonel Cochran, is not afraid to kill kids. That's kind of a ballsy move. So that's pretty cool. But even Cochran, I think he's overrated as a villain. Like people that love Halloween 3 sing his praise, like, oh, he's such a great villain. Is he? Is he really? I mean, he wants to kill kids. All right, okay. Well, what happens after that? You kill all the kids. What now? Are you just going to stop killing? You completed your mission. To me, Michael is a much more interesting villain. He's much more evil because Michael also kills kids, but Michael doesn't just stop at kids. Michael kills anybody and everybody. So Michael's a much better character than Cochran, and he looks better. He's more intimidating. There's nothing about Colonel Cochran that's even like intimidating. He's just an old dude. Like if I were to come across him in the street, would I be afraid of him? No. Would I be intimidated by him? No. Would I feel threatened by him? No. Like there's no threat. I don't feel any threat with him whatsoever. So I don't even think he's that great of a villain. To me, Halloween 3, just a letdown. It's not a movie that I care about. It's got atmosphere. It's a great fall Halloween season type of movie. It's got a great score to it. It's got some really cool practical effects. I give it some credit there. It's got some really cool kills. Again, it's not the worst in the franchise, but I just don't think it's a good movie. It doesn't have a character, doesn't have any characters that I care about. It doesn't have a story that is worth following for me at all. I don't care for the villain. I don't care for the protagonist. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have a reason to go back to Halloween 3 other than it's a good movie to watch in October. But there are other good movies to watch in October that are much better movies than Halloween 3, in my opinion. So those are my thoughts on Halloween 3. Let me catch up on the chat real quick, and we'll jump out. Dom saying Dr. Loomis reminds me of Tommy Jarvis from Friday. That's a decent comparison. I can see that. Jerry saying, sorry I was late, went camping all weekend with Boy Scouts. Oh, that's cool, man. No worries. No worries at all, brother. I'm just glad you could show up and make it. Thanks for being here. Melissa saying, let's not talk about Halloween 3. Dom saying there's some cool kills in Halloween 3. Yeah, there were some cool kills. I am fully on board. Anyone who wants to say they like Halloween 3 because of the kills, totally valid argument. I totally respect that. It's got some cool kills for sure. I'm saying I had to look at like this. They killed Michael and they wanted to create different stories on it. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I think anyone who doesn't like Halloween 3 simply because it doesn't have Michael has to move on from that. They have to look at Halloween 3 through the eyes that you're talking about, Dom, through an anthology series. They were trying to do something different. That was before the days of like trilogies or franchises. People weren't doing that really at that time. So, you can't, I don't think it's really fair to look at it through the same lens as Halloween 1 and 2. So I agree with that. You have to take it on its own terms. The problem, though, for me is even taking it on its own terms, I still don't think it's a good movie. I still don't like it. But it does have some good kills. 100% agree with that. Melissa saying Halloween 3 is horrible. I agree. He's not really likable. Yeah, he's just Tom Atkins. I know people love Tom Atkins because it's Tom Atkins, but I'm not someone that just likes a character because of the actor. I might really like the actor, but what are you giving me for the character? What is the character on screen? Does the character give me any reason to like him? I don't care about what actor is playing him. To me, character and story is what matter the most in any movie. So if you want me to buy into the protagonist, then give me a reason to do so. But I don't have a reason to do so in Halloween 3. There's zero reason to like Tom Atkins' character in Halloween 3. There's not a single likable quality about him. I don't give a crap about that character. He doesn't offer me anything, any reason to connect with him or to like him. And he's the protagonist. He's the guy we're following through the whole movie. And if I don't connect to the main character, then I'm disconnected from the whole film. The rest of the film doesn't work. So, yeah, he doesn't give me any reason to like him. Cochran is evil like Michael, but the difference is Michael's more intimidating killer than Cochran. Very much more intimidating. Much more intimidating. One, the look, the mask, the fact that Michael doesn't show any emotion. Cochran shows emotion. If you punch Cochran in the face, you're going to tell that it hurt him. If you kick him in the balls, you're going to tell that it hurt him. You can do all those things to Michael. Blank. Nothing. No response. No emotion. That's frightening. That's terrifying. Michael's going to keep coming after you regardless. Cochran, you can run away from him. You can drive across town. You can beat the crap out of him. He's not going to keep coming for you. Michael is the embodiment of evil. He will keep coming until you're dead. Cochrane's just an old man. I'm sorry. I'm not, this isn't like a macho ego thing. You know, I'm not one of those people that do that. But I think rationally with my brain, I know what I can do physically. I know my background, my training, and I can tell you right now, Cochrane, if I were to come across him in real life, I'm not scared at all. My heart rate is not going to accelerate one beat with Cochrane. There's no intimidation, none at all with Cochrane. He's not a scary person to me. I could easily kick his ass. I could easily plow through Cochrane if I needed to. So to me, that's one reason he doesn't work as the villain. I want to be scared of the bad guy. Michael is frightening. Jason Voorhees is frightening. Freddy Krueger is frightening. Pennywise is frightening. Those characters work. The Creeper from Jeepers Creepers is frightening. Pamela Voorhees, not frightening. Cochrane, not frightening. I'm not scared of either of those characters. I could kick both of their asses together at the same time. They're not frightening. I'm not intimidated by either of those characters. They don't work for me at all. So, yeah, that's a reason why I don't care for Halloween 3. It just doesn't work as a horror movie at all, in my opinion. People can disagree with that, and that's totally fine. I respect people's opinion. But for me personally, it just doesn't work for those reasons. Dom saying, but I think Jason is more intimidating than Michael. That's fine. No, that's fair. Especially if you're talking Jason from 2009, Derek Mayer's Jason, buddy. That's a bad dude right there. That's a bad dude. Evil dies tonight. Dom saying, I have feeling that the writers wanted a James Bond character in that film where he sleeps with all of them. That's true. I mean, I guess for some people that's a likable quality, but I'm not 15 years old anymore. To me, there's more in life than just sleeping with pretty women. That's not, I mean, kudos to him, I guess, if he got, he got it, he smashed, but I mean, again, I'm not 15 years old anymore. To me, there's more to life than just smashing all the time. Melissa saying Michael's frightening. Yeah, Michael is frightening. Michael's very frightening. He definitely works as a character. Even Chucky, to a degree, works as a villain because the spirit of Charles Lee Ray inhabits this doll, and this doll isn't the most killable doll. Even Chucky is more frightening than Cochrane or Pamela Voorhees, in my opinion. He's not as frightening as Michael or Jason or Freddy, but he's more frightening than a couple of old farts that couldn't take me on, both of them together. So yeah, whatever. There you go, guys. That's about it. I got to run. We've been going for over 2 hours now. This was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I was glad to get on here again, come kick it with you guys, talk Halloween. We might do another one of these in October, maybe a Jason, a Friday the 13th one. I know Dom's a big Friday fan. I might do another live stream, and we'll come on and talk Friday the 13th. So I kind of have to see what my schedule allows me to do. But it's Halloween, baby. Hope you all watch at least whatever your favorite Halloween movie is. Watch that movie before Halloween, before October's done. So thank you all for being here, for tuning in. Thanks for commenting, kicking it with me. I love all you guys. You know that. And yeah, we'll get out of here. Thanks for being here. Until next time, kick it and rock on, baby.